as I get older, and maybe I'm telling me that I've been in this for a long time, it becomes a little bit easier to predict, what may or may not happen. And as I told the guys leading up to the game, that by virtue of a couple of things, we played Marquette before and beat them up there, and they look at the film and make adjustments, and knowing that they're playing for their basketball lives, NCAA or otherwise, or Big East Conference, whatever they. And I thought they'd been playing better, but their record didn't show in the last 4 games that we were going to get their best punch, and we got to be ready for it. So, whether we were undermanned or not, I thought that they did a really good job. And when you do get lost in a game like that because you have something other than what might go on normally to play for, then guys like Cheatham can have games the way they had today, and it becomes evident that when you get lost in the game, as I said, that happens, and so excuse me, you got to give credit for them for battling, particularly because they have lost a couple of games, I think 3 out of 4, and the game they won was in overtime. So it's easy for a player individually or not to get down on the process or on himself, and it surely didn't look like that today. Obviously it happened middle of the week against St. John's, and we got the next day them to the hospital, and I knew when they came back from the hospital that Peter at the very least was out, and it was going to take him a while to recover, and Billy was just going to let it rest and see how it goes. And yesterday didn't look very good, and tried to do a little things with it again, a couple of things with it this morning, and so I was preparing for them not to play the whole time usually, and if they did, it was going to be a bonus. As I told, it's a simple process. I could take it structurally and say, obviously you miss a guy that's at the most important position on the floor and with a lot of experience. Whether he's playing well or not well, you still need everybody. But at the same point in time, basketball or any sport, just as in life, is the next man up responsibility to everybody. And it was a great opportunity for guys that may have thought or said that, hey, I want a bigger role, I want to be in the forefront. Well, that's a pretty daunting position to be in if you're not ready for it, and we did not have enough guys that were ready to be better versions of themselves. That's what it was going to take today, that each individual, whether they played a minute or a second or 40 minutes, was going to have to be a better version of themselves, and we didn't have that for enough stretches in the game, and it cost us.